Cartoon Network was my childhood, and if you were a kid in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was probably yours too. I'm talking about those iconic shows that had us glued to the screen, laughing, cringing, and sometimes even tearing up. Today, we're diving deep into the legendary era of cartoons, the shows that took Cartoon Network from a simple rerun channel to a creative powerhouse that changed animation forever. So grab your cereal, kick back, and prepare for the ultimate nostalgic deep dive. Let's start at the beginning. The early 90s were a time of transition for Cartoon Network. The channel had launched in 1992 as the world's first 24-hour all-animation network. But what were they playing? Classic cartoons, Warner Brothers, Hanna-Barbera, MGM, you name it. But this was just the foundation. By 1994, the network was looking for something more, something original. And who better to start things off than Hanna-Barbera Productions itself? Under the guidance of producer Fred Seibert, Cartoon Network launched What a Cartoon, an anthology series that served as a breeding ground for new talent. And this, my friends, was the start of something truly special. You see, What a Cartoon was like a wild experiment where animators were given creative freedom to go nuts. They didn't have to pitch to toy companies or meet strict network standards. They just had to make great cartoons. And out of that creative chaos came some of the greatest hits of the 90s and early 2000s. In 1996, we got Dexter's Laboratory by Gendy, a hilarious, stylish show about a boy genius and his overzealous sister, Dee Dee. It was unlike anything on TV, and it showed that Cartoon Network could make original content that would blow kids' minds. Then came Johnny Bravo in 1997, a parody of the macho Elvis-type dude, created by Van Partible. Pure comedy gold. And let's not forget Cow and Chicken by David Feiss, which was weird, gross, and totally awesome. But it was in 1998 when the Powerpuff Girls exploded onto the scene, thanks to Craig McCracken. Sugar, spice, and everything nice? Sure. But the show also had superhero action, meta humor, and just the right amount of satire to make it a hit with both kids and adults. Around this time, Cartoon Network started branding these original series under the Cartoons label. And every Friday night, kids like me were glued to the TV, watching Cartoon Fridays. It was the perfect way to kick off the weekend. This was the era where we got the heavy hitters. Courage the Cowardly Dog by John R. Dilworth, with its creepy, surreal stories that somehow managed to be both terrifying and hilarious. Ed and Eddy by Danny Antonucci was the true underdog success story. It broke all the rules, delivered slapstick gold, and outlasted all of its peers as the longest-running cartoon. Codename Kids Next Door by Tom Warburton showed us what it meant to be a kid fighting back against the tyranny of adulthood. And it brought creativity to a whole new level with its wacky gadgets and fun storytelling. And of course, there was Cow and Chicken and its spin-off I Am Weasel by David Feiss. Pure, unfiltered absurdity that left a mark on everyone who watched it.
Next Friday on CCS, we've got a whole night of Dexter, Dee and Mandark.
Right on, brother.
That's right, CCS fans. We're counting down the top 10 episodes of Dexter's Laboratory. It didn't take a rocket scientist to come up with this list. Wait a minute. Yes, it did.
Well, can I get the ham?
So join us next Friday at 8 on Cartoon Fridays, only on Cartoon.
Let's take a moment to give Dexter's Laboratory its own spotlight. Gendy Tartakovsky's first major hit was all about a secret lab, a boy genius, and the world's most annoying sister. It balanced sci-fi fun with slapstick chaos and gave us unforgettable segments like Dial M for Monkey and the Justice Friends. It wasn't just smart, it was groundbreaking. Gendy Tartakovsky is a name synonymous with creative brilliance. Dexter's Laboratory was just the beginning. He would go on to create Samurai Jack, Star Wars, Clone Wars, and more, each with a distinct visual style and storytelling rhythm. His work proved that animated action could be cinematic, artistic, and deeply emotional. Gendy's fingerprints are all over the foundation of modern animation.
Fastest minds in time to save the world in all new episodes. We are the Powerpuff Girls. Ow!
All the episodes of the Powerpuff Girls, this month only on Cartoon Network, the best place for power-packed preschoolers.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice. The Powerpuff Girls became a global phenomenon thanks to Craig McCracken's creative genius. With amazing villains like Mojo Jojo and him, and a perfect blend of action and charm, the show proved that superheroes could be stylish, funny, and downright adorable. Craig McCracken brought an unmistakable flair to Cartoon Network. From the Powerpuff Girls to Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Craig's designs were bold, clean, and instantly iconic. He knew how to mix humor with heart and turned quirky ideas into franchises that are still beloved today. Craig's work taught us that style and storytelling could walk hand in hand.
Look into my crystal ball to see your future. This isn't not gonna work, Cow. Please, big boy, you concentrate.
Wild, weird, wonderful. Cow and Chicken was David Feiss's tribute to the absurd. Whether it was Red Guy's wacky disguises or the bizarre food obsessions, this show pushed boundaries and embraced chaos like no other. It was Cartoon Network at its most unhinged, and we loved every second of it.
He's number one, the leader, definite A-type.
Would you guys quit fooling around?
This is number two, specialty aeronautics. And number three, let's call her Breezy. He's number four, tough guy.
Come get a licking.
And number five, plays it cool.
Who's the worst they can have?
Together, just your average...
Tom Warburton's code name. Kids Next Door gave every kid watching a mission. With treehouse technology, secret sectors, and operatives with code names like Number 1 through 5, it turned everyday childhood experiences into spy-worthy action. It was fun, imaginative, and full of heart.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, Friday at 9 in Cartoon Friday. Shake, Courage, shake.
Some of us are still haunted by Return the Slab, but that's part of the brilliance. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a master of eerie atmosphere, twisted humor, and emotional storytelling. John R. Dilworth gave us a pink dog with a big heart, and the nightmares were worth it. But as we talk about Courage the Cowardly Dog, we can't forget the voices that made this show so special. The incredible Thea White, who voiced Muriel, brought warmth and kindness to the character like no one else could. And of course, Marty Grabstein's, may he rest in peace, perfect portrayal of Courage made us laugh and feel the terror right alongside him. Rest in peace, Thea White, June 16th, 1940, July 30th, 2021. Your gentle voice brought comfort to us all. Courage the Cowardly Dog wasn't just a show about fear. It was about bravery, love, and protecting the ones you care about. Even John R. Dilworth gave us something totally different with Courage the Cowardly Dog. It wasn't just about a scared little dog. It was a showcase of surreal animation, experimental horror, and unexpected tenderness. John's vision made kids laugh and squirm in equal measure, and his artistic courage pushed the boundaries of what kids' cartoons could be. This show is pure Cartoon Network magic. Ed and Eddy was bold, weird, and completely unforgettable. Danny Antonucci turned a simple concept, 3 boys trying to scam kids for jawbreakers, into a masterclass in animation, timing, and humor. Respect to the squiggly lines and classic slapstick. But what made it really special was the chemistry between Ed, Double D, and Eddy. Each character was distinct: the lovable oaf, the neurotic brainiac, and the scheming hustler. The animation was raw, hand-drawn, and full of personality. No computers, just craft. It was the last cartoon to be produced entirely in traditional cell animation, and it stuck to its guns until the very end. Ed and Eddy ran for a full decade and even got a movie to wrap things up. For many of us, it wasn't just a favorite, it was the favorite. And for me, it still is. One creator who deserves a special dedication is Antonucci, the man who dared to pitch Ed and Eddy, a bizarre, hilarious, and incredibly creative show. Danny brought an independent spirit to Cartoon Network, proving that unconventional ideas can become legendary. You couldn't talk about cartoons without mentioning Cartoon Fridays. Every Friday night was like a party. Characters from different shows would host the block, giving us fresh episodes, hilarious skits, and pure creative fun. And then came Fridays in 2003. A new era of live-action hosts mixed with cartoons, trying to keep that tradition alive. But the magic of Cartoon Fridays was hard to replace. We also have to acknowledge the giants upon whose shoulders these shows were built: Hanna and Joseph Barbera. Their company, Hanna-Barbera Productions, helped launch Cartoon Network's first original projects. From the Flintstones to Scooby-Doo, their legacy paved the way for everything that came after. Rest in peace, legends. The mid-2000s saw the end of the cartoons era. Shows like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends carried the torch, but the branding was being phased out. New shows took over, but the legacy of these classics never really went away. They laid the groundwork for what would eventually become the Cartoon Network renaissance of the 2010s. Even though animation is under attack and quietly being erased on platforms like Max, we can save them by supporting human artists like Jellybox. It's up to us to keep these creations alive. Check the link in the description to support real creators who keep the magic going. And while this video uses AI, it's only here to help celebrate the incredible artists who made our childhoods amazing. AI will never replace real creators. So, here's to all the animators, writers, and voices who brought these shows to life. To the genius of Antonucci, to the legends of Hanna and Joseph Barbera, and to everyone who keeps the spirit of cartoons alive. Subscribe, like, and comment. If you love animation as much as I do, let's keep the magic going. And if you enjoyed this journey through Cartoon Network's golden age, stay tuned. We're heading over to Disney's One Saturday Morning and UPN Kids next. You won't want to miss it. And if you love action and anime, don't forget to check out my Toonami video, where I talk about the brilliance of Gendy Tartakovsky's Samurai Jack in a whole new light.